Imagine getting a phone call that your wife died in a car accident. Imagine planning her funeral, crying over her empty coffin, and mourning the love of your life for 2 whole years. Now imagine discovering she was alive the entire time, living just 3 states away with a new identity and a new family. Welcome back to the channel. And warning, this video may contain themes of emotional trauma, social injustice, or sensitive topics. Viewer discretion is advised. Today's story is about the ultimate betrayal, when someone you love chooses to fake their own death rather than simply ask for a divorce. This is Marcus's story, and it might be one of the most shocking tales of deception you'll ever hear. Let me take you back to where it all began. Marcus was 28 years old when he met Lily at a coffee shop in Denver, Colorado. She was beautiful, smart, and seemed to share all his dreams. Lily was 26, worked as a nurse, and talked about wanting a simple life filled with love and family. They dated for 2 years before Marcus proposed. The wedding was small but perfect. Lily wore her grandmother's dress, and Marcus felt like the luckiest man alive. They bought a little house with a white picket fence. Marcus worked as a teacher, and Lily continued nursing at the local hospital. For the first 3 years, everything seemed wonderful. They talked about having children. They took weekend trips to the mountains. They hosted dinner parties for friends. Marcus thought he had found his soulmate. But looking back now, Marcus can see the warning signs he missed. Lily was very private about her past. She said her family lived far away, and they weren't close. She didn't have any childhood friends who stayed in touch. When Marcus suggested visiting her hometown, she always changed the subject. Lily also handled all their finances. She said she was better with money, and Marcus trusted her completely. She received their mail and paid all the bills. Marcus never thought to question it. After all, she was his wife. He trusted her with his life. By their 4th year of marriage, things started to change. Lily became distant and moody. She worked longer hours at the hospital. When Marcus tried to plan date nights, she said she was too tired. She stopped talking about having children. When Marcus brought it up, she snapped at him. Marcus tried everything to reconnect with his wife. He planned surprise trips, brought her flowers, and tried to talk about their problems. But Lily just pulled further away. She started taking phone calls in private and deleting her text messages. Marcus felt like he was living with a stranger. Then came the phone call that changed everything. It was a Tuesday morning in March. Marcus was at school, teaching his 3rd grade class, when the principal walked into his classroom with tears in her eyes. The police were on the phone. There had been an accident. Lily's car had gone off a bridge during a heavy rainstorm the night before. The car had been found at the bottom of a ravine, completely destroyed. They found Lily's purse, her ID, and her wedding ring, but they couldn't find her body. Marcus collapsed. He couldn't breathe. The principal had to call an ambulance because he thought he was having a heart attack. The love of his life was gone, just like that. No goodbye, no final words, no chance to save their marriage. The next few weeks were a blur of pain. The police searched for days, but never found Lily's body. They said the current was very strong, and sometimes bodies are never recovered. Marcus held a memorial service with an empty coffin. About 50 people came to mourn with him. What hurt Marcus the most was realizing how little he really knew about his wife. He tried to contact her family to tell them about the accident, but the phone numbers she had given him were disconnected. The addresses didn't exist. It was like Lily had no past at all. Marcus spent the next 2 years trying to rebuild his life. He went to therapy. He joined a support group for widowed people. Some days were better than others, but he was slowly learning to live without Lily. He even started thinking about dating again, though it felt scary and wrong. Then, exactly 2 years and 4 months after Lily's death, Marcus got another phone call that would shatter his world all over again. It was from a woman named Rebecca who lived in Arizona. She said she had some information about Lily that Marcus needed to hear. Marcus almost hung up, thinking it was a cruel prank, but something in Rebecca's voice made him listen. Rebecca told him that Lily was alive. Not only alive, but living in Phoenix under the name Michelle Torres. She was married to a man named Carlos and had a 1-year-old baby. Rebecca knew all this because Michelle Torres was having an affair with Rebecca's husband. Marcus felt like the world was spinning out of control. He demanded proof. Rebecca sent him photos from her husband's phone. There was Lily, his supposedly dead wife, smiling and holding a baby. She looked exactly the same, just with shorter, darker hair. Marcus hired a private investigator to dig deeper. What they found was unbelievable. Lily had been planning her fake death for over a year. She had slowly been moving money from their joint accounts into secret accounts under fake names. She had been working extra shifts not because she was dedicated to her job, but to save money for her new life. The investigator discovered that Lily wasn't even her real name. Her real name was Amanda Miller, and she had done this before. She had faked her death to escape a previous marriage in Ohio 5 years earlier. Marcus wasn't her first victim. He was her second. The night she disappeared, Lily had driven to the bridge and staged the accident. She had thrown her purse and wedding ring into the water, then walked to a car she had hidden nearby. While Marcus was planning her memorial service, she was already in Arizona, creating a new identity and a new life. Learning that his wife had faked her death broke Marcus in ways he didn't know were possible. The grief of losing her had been terrible, but this betrayal was a completely different kind of pain. Everything about their marriage had been a lie. Marcus stopped eating. He stopped sleeping. He couldn't go to work because he would break down crying in front of his students. He felt like he was losing his mind. How could someone he loved so deeply deceive him so completely? How could she let him suffer through her funeral when she was alive and starting a new family? The worst part was realizing that while he was mourning her death, she was falling in love with someone else and having the baby they had talked about having together. Every happy moment they had shared felt poisoned now. Every "I love you" felt like a big lie. Marcus's friends and family didn't know how to help him. How do you comfort someone whose spouse faked their own death? There's no support group for that. There's no guidebook for surviving that kind of betrayal. Marcus started drinking too much. He stopped showering regularly. He ignored calls from people who cared about him. He felt like he was drowning in a sea of lies and betrayal. Some days, he didn't want to get out of bed. Some days, He didn't want to go on living at all. But the lowest point came when Marcus decided to confront Lily face to face. He drove 15 hours to Phoenix, found her house, and waited for her to come outside. When she saw him, she looked terrified. She begged him not to tell Carlos the truth. She said she was happy now and just wanted to be left alone. That's when Marcus realized that the woman he had loved and mourned wasn't real. She had never existed. Lily had been playing a character, and when she got tired of that character, she simply killed her off and created a new one. The turning point for Marcus came in an unexpected way. After confronting Lily, he was driving back home when he stopped at a small diner in New Mexico. He was exhausted, heartbroken, and lost. At the diner, he met an elderly waitress named Rose. She noticed he looked upset and asked if he was okay. Something about her kind eyes made Marcus tell her everything. The whole crazy, unbelievable story. Rose listened without judgment. When Marcus finished talking, she sat down across from him and said something that changed his perspective forever. She said, "Honey, her choices tell you who she is, not who you are. You loved with your whole heart. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be proud of." Rose told Marcus about her own experience with betrayal. Her husband had left her for another woman after 30 years of marriage, taking all their savings and leaving her with nothing. She said it took her years to realize that his betrayal said nothing about her worth as a person. The hardest part, Rose said, is learning to trust yourself again. You start to question every decision, every feeling, every relationship. But you have to remember that most people are not like the ones who hurt us. Most people are capable of real love and honesty. Marcus stayed at that diner for 3 hours, talking to Rose. For the first time since learning the truth about Lily, he felt like maybe he could survive this. Maybe he could heal. Maybe he could learn to trust again. On the drive home, Marcus made a decision. He wasn't going to let Lily's betrayal destroy the rest of his life. He wasn't going to let her lies turn him into someone bitter and closed off. He was going to get help, and he was going to heal. Marcus's healing journey wasn't easy or quick. It took him almost 3 years to feel like himself again. But with the help of a good therapist, supportive friends, and his own determination, he slowly rebuilt his life. The first thing Marcus had to learn was that none of this was his fault. Lily's choice to fake her death wasn't because Marcus was a bad husband. It was because she was someone who chose deception over honest communication. She was someone who chose to run away instead of working through problems. Marcus also had to learn to trust his own judgment again. The betrayal had made him doubt everything he thought he knew about people and relationships. His therapist helped him understand that while he couldn't have prevented Lily's betrayal, he could learn to spot red flags in future relationships. Some of the red flags Marcus learned to watch for include someone who is very secretive about their past, someone who isolates you from friends and family, someone who controls all the finances, someone who won't let you meet their family or childhood friends, and someone who always changes the subject when you ask about their history. Marcus also learned that healing from betrayal trauma isn't just about getting over what happened. It's about learning to love yourself again. learning to trust your own worth, and learning that you deserve honesty and respect in all your relationships. Today, 5 years after learning the truth about Lily, Marcus is in a healthy relationship with a woman named Grace. Grace has been patient with Marcus's healing process. She understands that trust has to be built slowly after such a deep betrayal. Marcus says the most important thing he learned is that you can't control other people's choices, but you can control how you respond to them. You can choose to let betrayal make you bitter, or you can choose to let it make you stronger and wiser. He also learned that forgiveness isn't something you do for the person who hurt you. It's something you do for yourself, to free yourself from carrying their poison in your heart. If you're watching this video because you've experienced betrayal, the story isn't just about surviving the unthinkable. It's about thriving after betrayal. And that's possible for you too. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it, and leave us a comment. Also, like the video, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of betrayal and recovery. In the description below, you'll find helpful resources. Ensure to check them out. And remember this: surviving betrayal doesn't make you a victim. It makes you a warrior. Until next time, take care of yourself. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.